Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, a warning from doctors regarding the latest TikTok trend about deworming.
With increased need for hospitalizations across the country, what's happening here, and are we close to rationing care?
Plus, details on this year's North Dakota Teacher of the Year. Valley News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 6.
For the second time this year, doctors across the country are urging against an over-the-counter deworming medication. This time, it's all because of yet another new TikTok trend.
A woman has gone viral after she says she used deworming pills and encourages everyone to do the same.
But a local expert is debunking those claims, and Valley News Live's Bailey Hurley says you should think twice before listening to what anyone on TikTok has to say.
You have worms. Everybody has worms. We need to deworm ourselves. Everybody get something.
It's a video thousands of people have watched and one that many have taken advice from. But Essentia Health's Dr. Kimberly Colcor says, thankfully, no one has come into her chair looking for deworming help and urges tonight there's no reason you should.
Parasitic infections in the United States are extremely rare. And that's solely because we are a developed country and we have good pasteurization. We don't eat raw meats. All of our water systems are clean.
Colcor says so far in her 5 years as a gastroenterologist in Fargo, she's only ever seen one parasitic infection and encourages you to delete those Paragard or Intestine Pro pills from your online shopping cart before you potentially cause long-term damage to your gut.
Because with that, you don't actually know what you're getting, and therefore safety is an issue.
So how will you know if you actually need to be dewormed? Colcor says the side effects range from extreme weight loss, abdominal pain, fever, and diarrhea, but urges you to get checked by a doctor to make sure, instead of taking your gut health into your own hands. Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
The doctor also says taking the herbal supplements suggested by TikTokers could lead to liver or kidney failure, as well as vomiting or nausea.
For some, there's confusion surrounding Pfizer's COVID-19 booster shots. Who can get one and should they? According to the CDC, if you got the Pfizer vaccine for your initial doses, these people should get the booster. Those over 65, nursing home residents, and people ages 50 and older with chronic health problems. The CDC says people 18 and older with an increased risk of health problems or exposure to COVID-19 while at work may also get the booster shot. We ask experts if the COVID-19 vaccine could become a yearly recommendation like the flu shot. This is what they had to say.
COVID is not going to go away. And so we're just figuring out the best possible way that we can protect people long term, whether that be a booster dose and then we're done with it, or could be a yearly thing like we're seeing with influenza.
For information on where to get a booster shot, visit our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
As COVID-19 patients continue to fill hospitals across the country, many facilities in North Dakota are faced with staffing shortages. Hospitals in other states have started rationing care, and while that hasn't happened in North Dakota, there are some challenges. Sanford says every hospital has a plan of action for the moment when or if things overwhelm the system.
We all track each other's capacity, and we do fairly routinely transfer amongst ourselves because we're all largely in the same position. Almost all of the hospitals are out of staffing. Their capacity is limited by their staffing.
Meeker says that they've never had to ration care because so far the state has had enough capacity. However, they do get calls from every day from Montana, South Dakota, and Minnesota asking to transfer patients here. And if you're still looking to get your COVID-19 vaccine, here's another resource. It's the VNL Vaccine Tracker. It's on our homepage of the website, or you can open your phone camera and point it to the QR code on your screen, then tap the link that pops up.
To the forecast, a beautiful fall day today. Hutch tells us if the trend will continue. Hutch?
Indeed it will, and a great way to start the work week. Gorgeous colors out there. You're looking at a live shot from our Home of Economy location in the Devil's Lake area as our trees are beginning to change, but the temperatures on the thermometers really more summer-like. Look at this. We have 80 to near 90 degrees out to the west, a lot of 70s. The coolest weather in central Minnesota, where now Wadena is at 70 degrees. Look at the 90s off in the western and central Dakotas. That is the bulk of the heat wave, and it arrives tomorrow. Here's what you need to know this evening. We stay near 70 until we get to, well, bedtime tonight. We'll slip into those 60s. The wind is going to remain a little on the breezy side in Fargo and in Grand Forks, but a beautiful evening here. How hot does it get tomorrow? And there is a chance of some rain as changes take place midweek. I'll have details on all that coming up in a few moments.
All right. Thanks, Hutch.
There's been quite a bit of talk surrounding an event Friday night during homecoming for Fargo South. What we've been able to determine is that a woman was arrested. 38-year-old Alicia Mayho of Fargo was arrested for resisting a police officer. Investigators say it surrounded a fight in the north parking lot of the high school. The school resource officers were right on scene right away because of the football game. We're told 2 juveniles were also taken to detention. One for obstructing, the other for simple assault, preventing arrest, and simple assault on a police officer. In Beltrami County, the Sheriff's Office needs your help with a homicide investigation. On Sunday, September 5th, the Beltrami County Sheriff's Office received a report of a shooting in the 11,000 block of Chokecherry Drive. Deputies found a dead man at that location. It was identified as 29-year-old Warren Bolio. An autopsy ruled the death as homicide. If you have any information, call the Beltrami County Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. It's 218-333-9111. The woman accused of trying to run people over at her ex-boyfriend's funeral in May has now entered a guilty plea. Blair Witten was given credit for the 95 days she already served in jail. She still has several criminal cases open. She's accused of painting a Jesus statue in Fargo black and for threatening to rape a couple's dog. Witten remains out on $500 bond.
The man accused of shooting and killing a Grand Forks woman earlier this month now facing new charges. 26-year-old Ahmed Abdullahi is already facing murder and unlawful possession of a firearm charges in connection to the death of 28-year-old Megan Gustafson. He is now facing new charges of attempted robbery and theft, both felonies. If convicted on all charges, he faces a maximum of life in prison without the possibility of parole.
We're still receiving calls, unfortunately, from some viewers who are having a reception problem with the Channel 11 signal into their home. It involves those of you, including myself, who are DirecTV customers. DirecTV continues to tell us it's their equipment is not properly receiving our signal. Where our signal is functioning normally, the equipment is not picking it up as it should. We are trying to work together with DirecTV to get this issue fixed as soon as possible.
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar visits Afghan evacuees who have come to our country. Later on Valley News Live at 6. The bond she says she shares with them.
After mid-80s in Fargo yesterday, we started off the week with a view like this. And I got to tell you, it's looking like more warm and even hot weather is in store. But a chance of rain as changes come this week as well. Hour by hour details in your forecast are straight ahead.